back again to talk a little bit of
college football.
NCAA football. We're going to do a recap of Week 7 first.
Yes.
And then we'll jump in and do our predictions for Week 8 and maybe our surprise of the week and our stinker of the week too. We actually like to do those. So, first of all, recapping Week 7. The first game was actually we recap the top 25 and then we predict the top 25, not in any order, just by the order that the games were actually played. So the first one last week was actually on a Friday night.
Yes.
We had a Friday night ranked game where the USF, the Bulls, South Florida Bulls, went to Tulsa and barely skimmed by 25 to 24.
Who would have thought that it would just be foreshadowing of what was to come?
Yeah, so they actually, they're still 6-0, so they're a ranked top 25 team. And then the first ranked game of Saturday morning was number 21 Auburn hosting at home, taking on Tennessee. We actually called Tennessee to pull the line. I didn't think they would actually win the game. But
Auburn, that was the team. Let's get on to Auburn before we take on Tennessee.
Auburn was a little bit of a stinker, weren't they?
Jared Stidham. I've heard all offseason long that Jared Stidham was going to be the best quarterback in the SEC.
Two interceptions and a fumble later? Probably not.
The whole offense just looked out of sync through the whole game.
Tennessee came to play. Auburn won the first half, 17-13, but Tennessee dominated them in the second half.
How many rushing yards did they have in the second half for Auburn?
8. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But anyways, we can talk about how much we love Tennessee all week long because they got a
big win.
A big win. Big win first. He's actually, just to throw a little bit more there, Pruitt is actually the earliest coach to win a ranked game on the road.
It took Nick Saban 44 games.
It took Nick Saban 44 games, and Pruitt did it in
6.
So,
now that's impressive.
So props, man, props. I did not think that they would win that. Tennessee is not going to. They're not going to win the SEC, but they're improving. They're improving. Right after that, we had Florida at Vandy. Vandy came out punching, but they were still Vandy and lost by 10 at the end.
You know what? Good teams know how to play the entire game, not just one specific half.
Yeah, yep.
And that's what Vandy showed, that they were just like
gold. They looked down, saw their jerseys, realized they were Vandy, and lost by 10.
And besides, Florida does have a big matchup with Georgia coming down.
Ooh, good game. After that, we had Minnesota at Ohio State. It was a close game starting out, but Ohio State pulled away at the end.
They just played a poor game.
Yeah, Ohio State didn't look really good. It's almost like they were looking past them a little bit.
Yeah.
Same thing for Pitt and Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame had a huge hangover from those two big wins they had.
Oh, yeah, they had a huge hangover.
They still beat Pitt, but they had to come down to the last touchdown. They were down and had to win at the end, 19-14.
Notre Dame was not the only team to suffer a hangover.
No, Georgia showed what I've said all year. I don't think Georgia is really all that good. They're ranked number 2. They went to LSU and
got demolished.
Whipped. 20 points. It wasn't even close. It was worse than 20 points.
You lose to LSU.
36-16.
LSU makes a huge win, coming off a loss to Florida.
I still think LSU is the second best team in the SEC. I still think LSU's that.
Go Tigers.
Go
That's
Tigers.
What they say in Baton Rouge.
Geaux. Go Tigers. We had Texas A&M went to South Carolina. We picked Texas A&M to win. They won 26-23.
And a funny stat I told Dad, South Carolina, during their series all time against Texas A&M.
What's happened? How many times have they won?
0.
South Carolina has never beat Texas A&M. So you can check that off for another year. Yeah, done. Washington went to Oregon. We called for Oregon to pull the line. They actually upset. So
it was an exciting game.
30-27 in overtime. Next we had Michigan State at Penn State. Man, Penn State stunk the bed twice. At home.
Twice
2 weeks in a row at home. And this time they lost to a subpar Michigan State team. 21-17.
What is wrong with James Franklin's coaching ability in the fourth quarter?
Big game, James Franklin. No, he's not big game.
They play 3 quarters, but they forget they had another quarter left.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We had Baylor at Texas. Baylor's a pretty good team. Texas won by 6 at the
But they lost
end.
their quarterback at the first quarter with that little shoulder strain. I just wonder, if you're Texas, you may need to make sure he has that little shoulder thing fixed.
We hope he gets better.
Yeah, I hope he gets better.
Next, we had the national champions took on Memphis, Central
quote,
Florida.
Unquote.
I'm making fun of them. That's what I'm doing. Memphis actually should have won the game. Central Florida pulled it out at the end. Missouri went to Alabama and gave Alabama some hard times. Alabama had a lot of injuries in that too. Tweaked his knee a little bit. He may not even play in the Tennessee game. We hope.
But
they still beat them by 29. I mean,
I've
think
heard
about that. Alabama had a bad game and won by 29.
But I've heard people from sources that Alabama's defense was going through injury issues. So
they've had a lot of injuries here recently.
Yeah, they've had a ton of injuries.
One of the other big surprises of the week, West Virginia went to Iowa State
and laid an egg.
I mean, laid a rotten egg. It wasn't even just. It wasn't even a good egg. It was 30-14. I didn't see West Virginia getting. I mean, Will Greer might have lost he lost the Heisman in that game. He's not going to win it now. On that stinky of a game, he ain't going to win the Heisman now.
I wonder if you're West Virginia, how do you bounce back from a loss this lackluster?
I don't know. Well, they're going to be playing Texas pretty soon, so.
Well, they have their chance, but if Texas gets Sam Ehlinger back and with that shoulder, I see Texas.
There's a lot of injuries on better players. We had Miami at UVA, and the Hurricanes turned out to be just a tropical storm.
As soon as it hits, it's violent and it's really big.
And it's over. It's just over like that, though. I mean, just very, very little damage was done in that game. They lost 16-13.
Oh,
the
Mark
Hurricanes
Richt.
lost.
Mark Richt.
Yeah, we had Wisconsin at Michigan. I thought Wisconsin was going to be a good team this year.
But Michigan.
No, Michigan beat them by 25. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Remember when we said that Jim Harbaugh can't beat anybody in the Big Ten?
No. And then last we had Colorado at USC, the last upset of the week. USC won by 11.
Interesting stat.
What's that?
Colorado has never beat USC in the all-time series.
Well,
prior to that point.
Again, I should check on that. Hear that too then. Next week, we have no Thursday. We'll do our predictions for week 8 now. We have no Thursday ranked games. We have no Friday ranked games.
So it's on to Saturday.
So we jump right up into the first game we have listed for Saturday, and that would be our favorite. We'll go ahead and go over our favorite team first.
Yeah.
Alabama at
Tennessee. We predict Alabama to win that football game.
Yeah, Alabama's favored by 29. I'm actually going to take Tennessee in the points. Tennessee's not going to win.
But it'll be fun to just take the bet and see who can take Alabama down.
I don't think Tennessee's going to beat them, but I don't think Alabama's going to beat Tennessee by 29 either. Tennessee's on a high right now. They're coming home. They're pumped up.
After beating Alabama's wannabe brother.
If Tua's a little hurt, maybe he won't play that much. Nick Saban's not going to run up the score on Pruitt either because they're actually friends. So I'm actually going to take Tennessee in the points there. Illinois at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's ticked off.
Oh, yes.
They're going to beat the holy crap out of Illinois. I just got that feeling.
Illinois is more of a basketball school, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Even though they haven't done well in basketball either, as of late.
Wisconsin's favored by 25.5. I'm going to take Wisconsin. They're going to beat the crap out of somebody.
Coming off a bad loss against Michigan where Alex Hornibrook, his stats for that game.
Bad. What were
25 yards passing.
What?
Prior to the last drive.
25 yards?
For a game, prior to the last drive of the game where he got 75 yards.
So he passed for 7 yards in the first quarter, 8 yards. I mean, how can you throw for 25 yards? And
he also has 2 interceptions to pile up to that garbage.
They better be better this week. Something's going to happen because Wisconsin's down to number 23. If they lose this one, they're out of top 25.
Who would have thought that?
Now, we got Maryland at Iowa. Iowa's favored by 10. Iowa's ranked up to number 19 now.
Iowa has always been a surprising team from here or then. They have the ability to knock off someone big.
I'm actually going to take Iowa. I think they'll beat them by that. Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State's back up in the top 25 now after beating Penn State. I don't think that means anything, but Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan's favored by 7. What do you think on that one? You think
Michigan coming off a beating of Wisconsin, do you expect them to come off a high, or do you expect them to have a drop off?
I don't know. Michigan State might be really
on
a high coming off that too. I'm gonna take Michigan. I'm gonna take Michigan by more than 7. Yeah. But I got Oklahoma at TCU. Oklahoma's favored by 8.
TCU is on such a down year this year.
TCU's really not bad. I'm going to take Oklahoma.
Yeah, take Oklahoma in the points. I predict maybe like 20 points.
Oklahoma minus 8. Yeah. Cincinnati at Temple. Temple's actually favored. Cincinnati's ranked number 20. Temple. Now this seems weird. Cincinnati is 6-0. I mean, they haven't played a whole lot of good teams, but they're still 6-0.
They haven't played anybody, but they're our number 20.
They're at Temple, who is 4-3, and Temple's favored by 3.5.
What?
It must be a matchup thing or something. I would think that Cincinnati would win the game. I mean, just out of common sense, I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Yeah, just go ahead and take Cincinnati in the
Colorado at Washington. Washington's dropped all the way down to 15th.
Yeah, that's what happens when you lose to Oregon.
They are favored over Colorado by 16.5.
Yeah, well, Colorado just coming off of a disappointing game last week.
Now, Washington is at home coming off of a disappointing loss, too.
So I predict Washington to win the game.
Yeah. Penn State at Indiana. Penn State is dropped down to number 18. They're favored by 14.5.
Penn State will still beat Indiana.
Yeah, they'll do that.
They've got too much talent.
They'll take those points. NC State, which is the most under-talked about, unbeaten team.
Yeah, they've been quiet all year long.
They're 5-0 and ranked number 16 at number 3, 6-0, Clemson. That's a juicy game.
That's an interesting game.
Both teams are actually undefeated.
The winner of that game will probably decide who goes to the Coastal.
Yeah. Clemson's favored by 17 over the unbeaten NC State. Do you think they'll beat them by that much? Or do you think?
No, they won't beat them by that much.
Take NC State plus 17, we say. Another good juicy one. Mississippi State's back in the top 25 at 22, going to LSU. LSU's favored by 6.5. LSU will probably win by more than 6.5. Mississippi State's good one week and then horrible the next week.
Yeah, well, LSU is coming off it. Plus, they're also at home. They always play great.
They play
at
so
home.
much better at home. We got the national champions playing Eastern Carolina. That would be University of Central Florida. If you don't know who the national
they
champions are,
they got a banner
right now.
on their stadium.
And they're favored by 21. They actually probably should win by 21.
Yeah.
Eastern Carolina's 2-4. They're pretty.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're bad.
They're bad.
We got UConn at the Bulls. The Bulls are favored by 33 because UConn actually has their basketball team playing football too.
Yes.
I mean, they're bad. UConn's really, really bad.
Terrible.
So I'd probably take the South Bulls on that one too. We have Vandy at Kentucky. Kentucky's favored by 11. Kentucky's coming off of a bye. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. So, yeah, I'm taking Kentucky, and I'm
take
throwing
Kentucky
those points.
points.
Oregon at Washington State. Washington State is actually favored by 3.
I will pick Oregon to win the game.
I'm going to take Oregon to upset and actually pull that one. We have Ohio State at Purdue. Ohio State.
When I look at that schedule, I mean, man.
That's such a powerful schedule, ain't it? I mean,
remember the first 2 teams that Ohio State played before they hit the conference?
You're playing that 3-3 Purdue team.
Oregon State and Rutgers were their 2 first games.
Yeah, they've played some really powerhouse. I mean, Purdue is 3-3, man.
3-3 Purdue.
And Drew Brees was the quarterback there. I mean, not now, but he was the quarterback there. Ohio State's favored by 13.5 over Purdue.
It'll be safe to take the Buckeyes.
Yeah, because they had a bad game last week, so they'll probably pull one this week. And that is our ranked games for Week 8. That's our predictions.
And who's the surprise of the week?
The surprise of the week are the Tennessee Vols.
Yeah, they pulled off a win in Jordan-Hare.
In Jordan at Auburn.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest places to go
one of the toughest places to go and play, and ranked on the road. I did not see that coming. I thought Tennessee was improving, but I did not see that coming.
I didn't think they would improve that much.
No. Who's our stinker of the week?
Nebraska.
They brought in Scott Frost to break records there. And he broke a record.
Oh, yeah, he broke it.
He broke a record this week. Nebraska has never been 0-6
in their entire program's history.
Until now. Way to break them records, Scott Frost.
Do you know what, Dad?
What?
We were up on UCLA's skin the other couple of weeks ago about Chip Kelly.
Yeah, hey, Chip Kelly they actually won a game this week. So
yeah, so that keeps them off the
that
bucket
took them
list.
off the snide. Nebraska is a Power 5 conference team that is 0-6. And I wonder if they'll win a game this year.
Well, they do have Bethune-Cookman. I'm sure they'll win that game.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I don't know for sure. Anyways, that is us for our NCAA football this week. Be sure and check back. We got the NFL football coming up. Be sure and hit the like button down here somewhere.
Hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe to us, yeah.
Send us a thought down in the comments section about what you think.
Let us know what you think. Let us know if there's something different. Other than that, be sure and hit the Groovy Baby button. It'll be over here somewhere.
Or on my head.
Or on his head somewhere. Other than that, we will see you later.
See ya next week.